Welcome to Wisdom Eero 7 TV. This is Wisdom Eero 7 TV, a channel for wisdom with an educational spirit. The channel may impact your life in matter of peace of mind, self-conduct, leadership, financial freedom, capacity development, confidence, self-esteem, and increase hope for your future. So please click on subscribe, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. Today, we're gonna start with Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche was born 15th of October 1844 and died 25 August 1900, a German classical scholar, philosopher and critic of culture who became one of the most influential of all modern thinkers. He began his career as a classical philologist before turning to philosophy. He became the youngest person to hold the chair of classical philology at the University of Basel in Switzerland in 1869, at the age of 24, but resigned in 1879 due to health problems that plagued him most of his life. He completed much of his core writing in the following decade. In 1889, at age 44, he suffered a collapse and afterward a complete loss of his mental faculties, with paralysis and probably vascular dementia. He lived his remaining years in the care of his mother until her death in 1897, and then with his sister Elisabeth Förster Nietzsche. Nietzsche died in 1900 after experiencing pneumonia and multiple strokes. Let's listen his life lessons. Remember to subscribe, like and share the video. To forget one's purpose is the commonest form of stupidity. Many are stubborn in pursuit of the path they have chosen, few in pursuit of the goal. Without music, life would be a mistake. He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to stand and walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. The essence of all beautiful art, all great art, is gratitude. A casual stroll through the lunatic asylum shows that faith does not prove anything. Ah, women, they make the highs higher and the lows more frequent. Thoughts are the shadows of our feelings, always darker, emptier, and simpler. The doer alone learneth. We love life, not because we are used to living, but because we are used to loving. Whenever I climb, I am followed by a dog called Ego. Women are considered deep. Why? Because one can never discover any bottom to them. Women are not even shallow. On the mountains of truth, you can never climb in vain. Either you will reach a point higher up today, or you will be training your powers so that you will be able to climb higher tomorrow. Blessed are the forgetful, for they get the better even of their blunders. Glance into the world just as though time were gone, and everything crooked will become straight to you. Wit is the epitaph of an emotion. The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Hope in reality is the worst of all evils because it prolongs the torments of man. One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. To live is to suffer. To survive is to find some meaning in the suffering. All things are subject to interpretation. Whichever interpretation prevails at a given time is a function of power and not truth. In individuals, insanity is rare, but in groups, parties, nations, and epochs, it is the rule. It is not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages. There are no facts, only interpretations. The true man wants two things, danger and play. For that reason, he wants woman as the most dangerous plaything. The future influences the present just as much as the past. There are no eternal facts, as there are no absolute truths. There are horrible people who, instead of solving a problem, tangle it up and make it harder to solve for anyone who wants to deal with it. Whoever does not know how to hit the nail on the head should be asked not to hit it at all. It is the most sensual men who need to flee women and torment their bodies. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process he does not become a monster. And if you gaze long enough into an abyss, the abyss will gaze back into you. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. Friedrich Nietzsche. Success has always been a great liar. It is impossible to suffer without making someone pay for it. Every complaint already contains revenge. We have art in order not to die of the truth. In every real man, a child is hidden that wants to play. It is always consoling to think of suicide. In that way, one gets through many a bad night. The most common lie is that which one lies to himself. Lying to others is relatively an exception. Fear is the mother of morality. The best weapon against an enemy is another enemy. Perhaps I know best why it is man alone who laughs. He alone suffers so deeply that he had to invent laughter. When one has not had a good father, one must create one. Convictions are more dangerous foes of truth than lies. Madness is rare in individuals, but in groups, parties, nations, and ages, it is the rule. Faith, not wanting to know what is true. I cannot believe in a God who wants to be praised all the time. In heaven, all the interesting people are missing. We should consider every day lost on which we have not danced at least once. And we should call every truth false which was not accompanied by at least one laugh. When you look into an abyss, the abyss also looks into you. Those who cannot understand how to put their thoughts on ice should not enter into the heat of debate. There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason in madness. Friedrich Nietzsche. Whatever is done for love always occurs beyond good and evil. You have your way. I have my way. As for the right way, the correct way, and the only way, it does not exist. When marrying, ask yourself this question: do you believe that you will be able to converse well with this person into your old age? Everything else in marriage is transitory. There cannot be a God, because if there were one, I could not believe that I was not he. The demand to be loved is the greatest of all arrogant presumptions. Love is blind, friendship closes its eyes. A woman may very well form a friendship with a man, but for this to endure, it must be assisted by a little physical antipathy. Now we are at the end. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you.